Alright, we're supposed to solve each equation, get x equals to a number, state the number and type of roots. Class, what's half of 2? 1. So now I can use what? How can I solve it? Factoring. ax squared plus bx plus c. Class, what is a times c? B value? It's 4. Partner B, tell partner A the two numbers. Sarah R, the two numbers. 7 and -3. So now I'm going to write that x plus 7, x minus 3 equals 0. Partner A, tell partner B, what do we do after this? Fabio, what do we do next?
Set them to 0.
You're going to set each of these equal to 0. If I subtract 7, add 3. Okay, so we've solved it. Partner A, tell partner B, what's our equation with blanks that we got from the fundamental theorem of algebra? Ready, set, go. Juan, equation? Echo? Just solve the equation, nice and loud so he can hear it too.
Degree n equals real plus imaginary.
Correct. Juan, what's the equation? She's going to shout the loudest she can because she doesn't want to do it again. And you better listen very well so she doesn't have to do it again.
Degree n equals real plus imaginary.
Degree n equals real plus imaginary.
Degree equals real plus imaginary. Juan, is this a real or imaginary?
Imaginary.
How'd you know this was imaginary?
It's -7. You treat the negative number as 9.
Yeah, so this is not imaginary. That means it's a
Oh, real.
real. And this one?
That's imaginary.
How'd you know this was imaginary? Imaginary is like the letter I, right? Starts with.
Yeah.
So does this have an I in it? No. So is it imaginary or real? Real. Nathan, what's the degree of this polynomial? How'd you know it's 4? Okay, so count with me. Ready to go. 2 reals. What's the degree of the polynomial? So here, this tells me what to write here, right? And then what number is that going to be, Nathan? 0. So we have the number and the type. Ricardo, what'd you do here?
Took out the x and I put x parentheses 2x squared minus 15.
Okay. Now what?
Then I factored it. And I got x plus
x plus 5 and what?
2x plus 10.
Okay, so you put a 0x here, and you can use x box, yes? Raise your hand if you did that. Okay, I was just thinking like, I don't want to do any more work. X equals 0. 2x squared minus 50 equals 0. You're missing a b value. You can solve this by the square root method. Mr. Ng, why do you make it so easy? 2x squared equals 50. Divided by 2. X squared equals 25. Is this easier or no? Take the square root. X is equal to plus or minus 5. Raise your hand if you got that. So we have 3 solutions. Because the degree is 3, I have how many reals? Count. This is positive 5 and negative 5. So that would be 3 reals, 0 complex. You got to become more advanced in your factoring and solving. It's just not just cook the potato, put it in the microwave. Like, you can learn different things. Annalie, what did you do? Do you have a GCF? How about 4x? Is that good enough?
Yes.
Finish tomorrow. Have a good day.
You don't love math? What's wrong with you? I love math.
So yesterday we were finishing this problem. Yesterday's lesson is, class, what's the highest degree? 3. This 3 tells us that there are a total of 3 zeros. And we just need to figure out what type of zeros they're going to be. Class, what would you do first? So take out a what? What is it? 4x? Alright, what's left? 3x squared plus 25 equals 0. Can you do anything else? Do what? Do what? Can you factor that? Did anyone find any numbers? Okay, so this is prime. What does that mean for us next? You can set each of these equal to x. 4x equals 0. 3x squared plus 25 equals 0. Go ahead and take 20 seconds. Go ahead and try to solve that on your own. So I'm just going to divide by 4 on both sides. X is equal to 0. Raise your hand if you got that one. Okay, over here, I'm going to move, it's PEMDAS backwards, so I'm going to subtract 25. 3x squared equals negative 25. I'm going to take this, before I take the square root, I have to get it by itself, so I'm going to divide by 3. X squared equals negative 25 over 3. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. Remember, this is plus or minus, so every time you take the square root of an equation, your answer will be plus or minus. This is negative 1 times radical 25 over radical 3. So kind of think of it as like that. So it's meant to be. That's meant to be kind of like. This here is going to become what? That's I. And then we need to simplify 25 over radical 3. So square root of 25 is 5. So I have 5 over radical 3. Class, can you ever have a radical in the denominator? No. How do you get rid of it? To multiply it by? You have to multiply by radical 3 over radical 3. If you multiply across, you will get 5 radical 3 over 3. What does that mean for our answer? You will have the 5 and radical 3 are in the numerator, and the 3 is in the denominator. And so you basically get, let's try that. Class, is this real or imaginary? So we have one real. That implies that we're going to have 2 imaginaries. And you should think about it, because then that helps you verify that back here, when you take the square root of an equation, you should have plus or minus. So you have plus 5i radical 3 over 3. That's one imaginary. And then negative 5i radical 3 over 3 is your second imaginary. So 1 plus 2 equals 3.